Hello and welcome to the TMC Newsroom. My name is Rich Tehrani. Thanks for watching. We're in San Jose this week speaking to some of the best and brightest companies in the Silicon Valley area. On our program is Purnima Padmanabhan. She is the VP of Products and Marketing for MokaFive. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about what your company does.
So we have a big vision to fundamentally transform end-user computing in a way that it makes it very easy for the business to secure and manage it, but yet it frees the user to be productive where they want, when they want, and whatever device they want.
So we talked a little bit off camera about Macs and PCs. Tell me a little bit more about how you're helping there.
Yeah, so that is a new trend that you're seeing. Macs, following the popularity of iPhone and iPads, Macs are marching into the enterprise. But the big problem is, one, most of your applications don't work on Macs. And two, you don't have, organizations don't have the skill set to support Macs in the enterprise. And so what MokaFive does is we allow you to create a virtual desktop. It's a bubble around everything that's important, your data, your apps, and we put a wrapper around it. And we say, you just manage this and then deploy it onto whatever device you choose, be it a Mac or a PC. So I can walk in with my latest MacBook Air. IT just clicks a button, squirts down the virtual desktop. It's centrally managed. I use my Mac, but when I want to use my corporate applications, I log on to that virtual desktop.
So it just sits it could sit anywhere. It could sit in the cloud, it could sit wherever the corporation wants, right?
This is where you're bringing up a key differentiator in our approach. So there are others in the industry who are also doing virtual desktop, and VMware and Citrix are the big players. And what they have taken the approach is they virtualize the desktop and put it on a server in a data center in the cloud. It's beautiful, but it has some fundamental flaws. One, you're taking arguably what is distributed, resilient and getting cooler and more powerful by the day, namely your desktop computer, and you've rendered it as a dumb terminal, and you've put all that on very expensive compute in the data center. Two, you're out of luck if you're offline. And you just have to drive down 101 to see you can get offline very quickly, even in Silicon Valley. So I, as a user, to tell me that when you're on the plane or when you're at that customer site, when you can't get onto the network, you can't access your desktop, is unacceptable. So what we did is we said virtualization is good. It gives you device independence. It allows you to control and manage and secure. But instead of putting it in the cloud, how about we squirt it down to the endpoint? Let it sit on your desktop, on your laptop, on your Mac or PC, or a corporate device or a personal device. It is centrally managed, right, but locally executing.
Right.
So number one, it's very inexpensive. You just plonk one MokaFive server down and you can manage thousands of endpoints. Two, it gives you, the user, full freedom. I just shut my laptop lid, walk off, and when I open it back up again, I'm still productive.
It syncs up when there's connectivity? Is that how it works?
So that is something a lot of our customers do. So when there is connectivity, it can connect back to the server and say, hey, do you have any updates for me? Is there a new patch release? And it can get patched and updated in the background.
But even the data, right? I mean, there must be some applications that you share data or something like that that
is right.
They will update once you get the connectivity.
That is right. So most of the people, the way they work is the user data is separated out at the endpoint. So we keep it as a separate layer. And either you can leave it locally, or you can say, no, I want it synced up to the data center.
Okay. So you talked a little bit about some of the competitive solutions. And, being a remote desktop user myself, and I've been a past Citrix user, you're right. When you don't have connectivity, you need to come up with another way of working, whether it's on an airplane or there are even times when you have limited connectivity where remote desktop is just too slow, it's cumbersome to use, and you really need some other kind of solution. So that's some of the competition. I'm curious, what are customers telling you about your solution versus some of the other players out there?
One of the things they tell us is, look, this seems such a natural model. It's a difference in the model, right? We're saying you don't have to centralize execution and control in the cloud. What we're saying is, let's take best of both worlds. Right. Let's control and manage in the cloud, but let's execute locally right near the user so that they have the high performance, rich experience in the online and offline. They say, I don't know why I didn't hear about it. So that is kind of
And that was
one of the...
one of my next questions is how do you, in a world that's kind of dominated by these really big players, how do you get the word out about what you're doing?
You have to, so we have now been evangelizing this solution for some time. And what has happened from a trends perspective is there are enough people who have gone down the server-based path now and said, that just doesn't work. It doesn't scale. It's too expensive. And so there is an opening that we are seeing in the market space for alternative solutions like us, and we are positioning there.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. What's next for the company?
So, in fact, I was just telling one of your editors, one of the big, just a month ago we did a big release which is called MokaFive Bare Metal, which is this virtual desktop that I was talking about. You can drop it anywhere, and we're telling companies get out of hardware business, right? Virtual desktop is what you care. We also have our bare metal release essentially puts that virtual desktop directly onto the hardware. So if it's a corporate asset and I don't care about having two environments, I can put it directly onto the hardware. So that was our big release. And coming up, we are working on a lot of interesting projects around taking this data, syncing it across multiple instances, being able to access from cloud, and so on. So you have true flexibility, any device, anytime, anywhere.
Fantastic. Thanks for being on the program.
Thank you.